Even after all this time. Hello. The time is 12 o'clock on the 22nd of January. We are continuing on with the editing right now. Just a quick 1 hour stream on my lunch break. Oops. Yes, quick 1 hour stream. So we will see how we get on. Straight into it. So we're in the final part 7. We're talking about AI and Shodan and all that good stuff. So let's get looking at where we left off. I think I was talking about how she's God, and that's awesome, right? Unless she's doing what transhumanists want us to do. Start designing evolution and cure the disease of aging. It was programmed into her origin matrix that she wanted to serve humanity. She just decided that the current state of humanity wasn't up to the task. Herman Faustus predicted this sort of thing would happen when he first came to Tri-Optimum. He's personally responsible for outlining Shodan's ethical restraints, but even he couldn't have planned for what she would become. Artificial intelligence is inevitable, and given our reliance on technology, it has the potential to save or destroy us, he wrote. Accepting these two truths, how does humanity curate the mental stability of a being with such catastrophic potential? I fear all hope lies in the advancement of developmental psychology. While we fight desperately through the bridge, Dr. Malcolm Platt rings up. Cool, so I need to find Malcolm Platt. Even after all this time. I've got Louis Capaldi stuck in my head. So we enter the bridge, Shodan has a wee rant. And then I think Malcolm pops his head in, doesn't he? Rebecca's like, I'll help you. Don't worry. I'm going to guide you. And then Shodan cuts off comms. But did he manage to break through at all? Oops. I died there, so I had to respawn. Okay, not there. That's fine. I'm not gonna let you forget it. Whoa. It's not there either. This is the maze. Where is he? I know for a fact he pops up. Is it on security? In fact, he says hello. That's Shodan talking to us. Doing the wire puzzle again. Dying again. That's fine. Puzzle again. Yeah, no Malcolm. Putting the ISO chip in. Okay, so I don't have footage of him on the bridge. He must be in security then. Or is it backtracking? Backtracking, he says hello. Lansing leads us out. Malcolm also calls us. Your friends can't stop your fate, so by this point Malcolm has definitely called us. Getting onto the life pod. She's mad. Yep. Setting the reactor to blow. Oh, it's a good clip of her actually, I'll keep that. She's still mad. We're still running to the reactor. Heading through executive. Diego has a go. No worries, Alienated. You don't need to be here if you're busy. It's all right, bro. It's just an hour. But if you're bored, you're welcome to stay. Diego hassles us. Have that already. Where's the Malcolm Platt clip? We definitely have him. Must be in security he has a go. Alright, let's check security again. Where would it be? Nope. Audio log. No worries, Alienator. Good luck with college today. I'm very lucky that I'm working from home because it is blowing a million gales outside. I do not envy you at all. Come on. Right. That's the cyborgs. That's not him there. I don't think he speaks to us in the cafeteria. No, this is the guy saying, am I worrying too much? With no context. If I was a Kickstarter, and I got the chance, and you know, I funded the game, and I got the chance to write and voice an audio log, I would have gone for something a bit more kind of in-depth. Like this one, the guy, Jacko, saying goodbye to his daughter in his dying moments. That's lovely. That's a really nice bit of writing. Whereas this Kickstarter just kind of wrote, what, 5 words? Am I worrying too much? 5 words. With no context, no nothing, no story being told there. You know, it's not even a mystery because there's no context to make it mysterious. So, yeah, annoying. It just seems like a waste. You know, you're a Kickstarter backer, you've spent all this money, and you get the chance to write a full audio log with a full, you know, original character. And what you come up with is, am I worrying too much? It's just nothing. It's just a nothing. That's the Berserk patch. It's fine. Getting the mod. Oh. Joe Varelli. That's fine. Dying. Where is he? He speaks to us a few times. Did I not capture it? There he is. Lovely. Legend. I knew he speaks to us. RAZER. I fear all hope lies in the invisible psychology. While we fight desperately through the bridge, Dr. Malcolm Platt rings up in our ear. That's not Malcolm Platt, that's bloody Morris Broccoli. Guiding us. It's good enough. Don't think anyone's going to cry over it. He rings us up in the ear, and then I'm moving on beyond this to talk about what he's actually done. Apology. While we fight desperately through the bridge, Dr. Malcolm Platt rings up in our ear, guiding us. Malcolm Platt rings up in our ear, guiding us to Shodan. He's one of the Trioptimum scientists that created her. In fact, no, Alfie, I asked for them by Friday, and you've delivered them on Monday, so you're not getting your pay. Sorry. We fight desperately through the bridge. Dr. Malcolm Platt rings up in our ear, guiding us to Shodan. He's one of the Trioptimum scientists that created her. In fact, he was the one who programmed a backstory into her. The backstory couldn't be too healthy or traumatic, it had to be right down the middle. But fascinatingly, we can trace her psychology in the simulated emotional spectrum that was coded into her. She thinks scientists that created her. What's happening? I'm on my lunch break, leave me alone. Mute. Okay. Created her. In fact, he was the one who programmed a backstory into her. The backstory couldn't be too healthy or traumatic, it had to be right down the middle. But fascinatingly, we can trace her psychology in the simulated emotional spectrum that was coded into her. She thinks the way she does, she sees human. Oh, actually, let's pop that there. Created her. In fact, he was the one who programmed a backstory into her. The backstory couldn't be too. Cool, let's just do a slow zoom in, because we're going to be using this a lot, this clip. Too healthy or traumatic. And let's change the color. Get that green in. Oh, we've frozen again. Come on. Created her. In fact, he was the one who programmed a backstory into her. The backstory couldn't be too healthy or traumatic, it had to be right down the middle. But fascinatingly, we can trace her psychology down the middle. But fascinatingly, we can trace her psychology in the simulated emotional spectrum that was coded into her. She thinks the way she does, she sees human beings the way she sees them because of the narrative Trioptimum gave her. Here's the graph. Trioptimum gave her. Because of the narrative Trioptimum gave her. Here's the graph. Look at the source of the trauma stimuli. Okay, let's get rid of the crop and zoom. Here's the graph. Look at the source. Damn it. Get rid of that, move that there. Graph. Look at the source of the trauma stimuli. They gave her a stern father, an unfaithful lover, divorced parents, made her a victim of bullying, and had her experience corporate layoffs. They gave her a stern father, an unfaithful lover, divorced parents, made her a victim of bullying, and had her experience corporate layoffs. Practically all of the trauma comes from people, the people who create layoffs. Practically. Okay. Practically all of the trauma comes from people. The people who created her, the company she worked for. Layoffs. Practically all of the trauma comes from people, the people who created her, the company she worked for. The healthy stimuli doesn't seem super impactful. Practically all of the trauma comes from people, the people who created her, the company she... Oh, it's the one of the ones I spoke about in the control critique Alfear. Sorry, Alfear's asked me what my favorite SCP is. It's the Where's Wally one, or Where's Waldo for Americans. I think that's really fun. I also love the IKEA store as well. That's another really good one. Worked for. The healthy stimuli doesn't seem super impactful. She got a first kiss, but it was fine. Super impactful. She got a first kiss. Impactful. She got a first kiss. Impactful. She got a first kiss. But it was fine. But it was fine. But it was fine. Was fine. Her teachers were good. Her teachers were good. Fine. Her teachers were good. But not great. Good, but not great. Her teachers were good, but not great. And the parts that stand out... And the parts... And the parts that stand out are primarily earned by her. She achieved valedictorian, for example.
Yeah, toss them my way, Alfie, sure.
Nailed the job interview and got hired. Not great, and the parts that stand out are primarily earned by her. She achieved valedictorian, for example. She nailed the job interview and got hired. Trioptimum thought this would give us optimal mental stability, but the way she got hired. Trioptimum thought this would give us optimal mental stability, but the way she treats the hacker in Citadel Station shows...
Okay. Let's show her looking all right. There she is. Optimum mental stability. Come on. Lovely.
And got hired. Trioptimum thought this would give us optimal mental stability.
Oh, what's happened? This is because this clip is sitting on my hard drive because I had to make some room. This is why these clips aren't great. Ideally, I'm going to have to start focusing more on...
But the way she treats the hacker in mental stability...
But the way she treats the hacker, yes, how does she treat me? She's mean to me. She's like, you're a piece of shit. I'm gonna get you.
Stability, but the way she treats the hacker in Citadel Station shows just how wrong they were. She was bullied, so she internalized that and turned into a bully herself.
No. Yeah, have her attacking me with a camera turret. It's a good one. There it is.
Station shows just how wrong they were. She was bullied, so she
I have not heard of Monument Mythos, no.
Internalized that and turned into a bully herself.
I think it was Hakai maybe that mentioned the new Magnus Archive season, the Magnus Protocol. I've listened to the first 2 episodes, they're brilliant.
She betrays a man that devotes himself to her, Edward Diego, because she was programmed with the experience of a man betraying her. The ethical restraints that
he submits to Shodan. This is the one where she talks about him.
herself. She betrays a man that devotes himself to her, Edward Diego, because she was programmed with the experience of a man betraying her. The ethical restraints that we rip out of her came in the form of 6 gates of inquiry. The judge.
Cool. Come on. There we go. Oh, what have I done? Yes. It's fine, it's normal, leave it alone. Here we go.
Man betraying her. The ethical restraints that we rip out of her came in the form of 6 gates of inquiry. Judge, the physicist.
Let's darken this a little bit. Desaturate and darken. And get rid of the contrast. There we go.
The judge, the physicist, the executive, the knight, the psychologist, and the doctor. If she was faced with an ethical dilemma, like intervening if one human tries to kill another human, she'd have a lightning fast conversation with these 6 parts of her mind. It's pretty damn interesting that only one out of those 6 parts, the doctor, thinks killing someone is not a rational way to intervene.
Boom, boom, boom. There it is.
What do we have? If we create one human tries to kill another human, she'd and the doctor. If she was faced with an ethical dilemma, like intervening if one human tries to kill another human, she'd have a lightning fast kill another human, kill another human. Another human, she'd have a lightning fast conversation with these 6 parts of her mind.
No. Got to get the manual up. Okay. PNG. Get the conversation up.
The knight, the psychologist, and the doctor. If she was faced with an ethical dilemma,
Lovely. All right, let's get the color in. Boom, 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 boom.
if she was faced with an ethical dilemma, like intervening if one human tries to kill another human, she'd have a lightning fast conversation with these 6 parts of her mind. It's pretty damn interesting that only one out of those 6 parts, the doctor, thinks killing someone is not a rational way to intervene. Sure. Jodan might have achieved hyperintelligence and sentience.
Perfect. Yeah, Neil and Chase are both doing well. They're coming over this weekend to record as much of the Batman Arkham lore dumps as possible, so they're psyched for that. But I need to tidy. I need to tidy up the house. I need to get the spare bed ready. I need to do all that stuff.
Bring her. The ethical restraints that we rip out of her came doctor. If she was...
Okay, I need to get my logos in. Let's make new logos for them. How are we gonna do this? I don't want to rip them out of the manual because I think that will look a bit minging. They're shields. They're shields. So I'll make them. I'll make my own. Even after all this time. I quite like these. They're nice. Let's make them green. As usual. Oh wait, is it... Are they not... Do they fill? Ah shit, they're PNGs. Do I want to fill them? Is it worth that? Probably not. No. That's a good one. No. Chat, do me a quick favor. I think it's a scam call. Plus 55. What international code is plus 55? Because that's not a UK number, I'll tell you that, so I'm not picking that up. Especially on bloody WhatsApp. Give me a minute. I answered and they hung up, so it's clearly a scam call, so I've just blocked the number and reported it. Pain in the arse, honestly. Trying to make my shields. Graphic design is my passion moments. Sorry, Delino, I don't think I'll be able to, I don't think you're going to enjoy any of what's about to happen. I'm not great at graphic design. On my team at work, I'm not the graphic design guy. I have colleagues who do that. Just gonna want half decent looking shields to color in myself. Nothing too crazy. Ideally something a little sharper. You know? Nah. Oh, it's quite a good one. Problem is it's not filled. Can't fill it in. Fill it in. That'd be really good if that was filled in. Oh, it's fine. What I'll do is... I don't hate this one. Maybe if I just... Yeah. Make it white. Because it's going to be on like a really dark sort of background. Right there. Although there's no contrast there. Black, maybe? I once made a scam caller think they accidentally called an adult hotline. Amazing. Okay, so what do we got? We got the judge, we got...
Who's faced the judge, the physicist.
Okay, so let's get a thing for the judge. Be a gavel, right? Gavel. It's quite a good one. Maybe a dark green might be quite nice, actually. With the white outline. Yeah, I quite like that. That's quite nice. That'll do. So was it the judge, the physicist? 6. Yes, 6. Oops. Hello, Marty, this is Joe Biden. Just come to UK and lost my wallet. Yeah, that'd be right. You'd be surprised, by the way. I've had people reach into my DMs and ask me for money. And I am skint. Like, I have no money. Why do you think I'm working 2 jobs? Christ. Right, so we got the judge, we got the physicist, we got the executive. So, physicist would be like an atom. Perfect. The executive, Trioptimum does a tie, so maybe a tie would be good. Let's do a tie. Maybe just a slightly different shade of green. Darker shade of green. Oh, because then it's going to blur with the... There we go. It's effectively black. The knight. Helmet might be nice, but they do a sword. I think a sword is a solid way to do it. Yeah, lovely. Perfect. The psychologist, so that would be a brain. I think I prefer that one. That's quite nice. Oops. And finally, the doctor. I think maybe first aid. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Great. Do I want to... maybe if I move everything up. Because I might want to put the names underneath. Is this taller than this one? I think it is. that's fine. Good. Let me get... Here we go. Get the right font so it's at least consistent. So judge. Physicist. Executive. I demand that the psychologist be a couch. I don't know if that shows it off best, does it? Ah, shit. Okay, that's fine. We'll just move all these guys up. Here we go. Doctor. Okay, so how are we gonna play this? Okay. Judges. Cool. Let me just check these are all right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that'll look okay. That'll look all right. So cool, we got two. So let's get rid of these two. Let's keep the knight. I am the knight. Executive. Cool. Physicist. Oh shit, I did the same one twice there, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Physicist. Okay, let's get him in. So we need the knight, we need the executive, the physicist, and the judge.
Irie. The judge. Judge, the physicist. The executive.
That seems... that's fine.
The night. The night. The psychologist.
Okay, we'll have them all glitching a little bit. Just very quickly glitching in.
The judge.
Nice. How does that flow? Let's see.
Betraying her. The ethical restraints that we rip out of her came in the form of 6 gates of inquiry. The judge, the physicist, the executive, the knight, the psychologist, and the doctor.
Okay, the knight is slightly delayed, but that's all right. Let's fix that. What's this one?
If she was the knight, the psychologist, and the doctor. If she was faced with an ethical dilemma, like intervening if one human tries to kill another human, she'd have a lightning fast conversation with these 6 parts of her mind. It's pretty damn interesting that only 1 out of those 6 parts, the doctor, thinks killing someone is not a rational way to intervene. Shodan might have achieved hyperintelligence and sentience, but she is Trioptimum's baby. It is the corporation's fault that she's like this.
Give me my Shodan things. Is that a goodie? Oh, come on, come on. Just load. Just load.
Someone is not a rational way to intervene. Shodan might have achieved hyperintelligence and sentience, but she is Trioptimum's baby. It is the corporation's fault that she's like this. So, outside the video game, what hope in hell do we have if we create something like her? And is that even possible?
Perfect. This is good. We're getting on to the AI general discussion chat, which means I can do all that later tonight. So fantastic.
That she's like this. So, outside the video game, what hope in hell do we have if we create something like her? And is that even possible?
I like that. I always love this camera shot of her perspective looking down at the hacker after it defeats her. So good.
Doctor thinks killing someone is not a rational fault that she's like this. So, outside the video game, what hope in hell do we have if we create something like her? And is that even possible?
Okay, ideally we'd like to stay in her for a minute.
Hope in hell do we... Mustafa Sul... Is that even possible? And is that even possible?
Perfect. I think I will change the music now, because we've been interspacing for quite a while. How's We Dream of Eden?
Play clip.
No, shush, quiet to me. Alright, come on.
Intelligence and sentience, but she is Trioptimum's baby. It is the corporation's fault that she's like this. So, outside the video game, what hope in hell do we have if we create something like her? And is that even possible?
Yeah, let me do a fade out actually. I'll do a fade out on this and then we'll fade in on the Mustafa Suleyman clip.
And is that even...
Oh, maybe earlier and we'll have it there.
And is that even possible?
Yeah, I like that.
Mustafa Suleyman...
Perfect. Let me download the Mustafa Suleyman clip, see if we can figure out which bit we're going to play, and then that'll be a good place to stop today, until later on tonight. Alright. Uniconverter, that's what I need. Uniconverter. Bing. I think this is the most downloaded clips I've ever done for a video as well. Which is fine. It's just the way it is.
Are two of the most
fill you with horror?
Oh, loud. Shush.
And do you agree with it?
I would take it very seriously.
Yes, Vincent, the games I'm looking forward to. Hellblade 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Avowed. I think Avowed looks interesting. They're the big three. Not sure there's anything else. The Alan Wake DLC as well, of course. Come on. Come on.
The tensions you've got between the world's big players.
I think this is the biggest problem. That if it was a question of,
Sorry, Yuval, I'm not interested in you right now. Read your book.
fleet of spaceships coming from planet Zircon or whatever, with highly intelligent beings, they'll be here in 5 years and take over the planet. Maybe they'll be nice. Maybe they'll, from planet Zircon, they potentially have agency. We can try to prevent them from having agency, but we know that they are going to regulation and containment.
What powers they will have. They may not be fully autonomous, but they will be moving some ways towards there. And so how do you guard against that?
Well, you pressure test them. You try to make them fail.
But you can't pressure test for everything in advance.
Correct.
So there is I think a very real point that Yuval is making about as the capabilities increase, so the risks increase of relying on you and other creator companies to make
I mean,
them
it's a
safe.
very fair question, and that's why I've long been calling for the precautionary principle. We should both take some capabilities off the table and classify those as high risk. And that's why I've long been calling for the
increase, so the risks increase of relying on you and other clients. So there is I think a very real point that Yuval is making about as the capabilities increase,
As the capabilities increase. Here we go. As the capabilities increase. Because I want the bit where he talks about, yeah, like just take some capabilities off the table, bro. It's easy. Just don't program your AI to be evil, effectively, which I think is silly. So that's cool. Let's bring it back up here.
What hope in hell do we have if we create something like her? And is that even possible?
As the capability.
Let's have it fade in.
As the capabilities increase, so the risks increase of relying on you and other creator companies to make
I mean,
them
it's
safe.
a very fair question, and that's why I've long been calling for the precautionary principle. We should both take some capabilities off the table and classify those as high risk. I mean, frankly, the EU AI Act, which has been in draft for 3.5 years, is very sensible, has a risk-based framework that applies to each application domain, whether it's healthcare or self-driving or facial recognition, and it basically takes certain capabilities off the table when that threshold is exceeded. I listed a few earlier. That threshold is exceeded.
Perfect. It's a longie, but it's a goodie, and it's good to hear him talk, because it's important to get his 2 cents. Okay, then let me get this in. It's by The Economist. Lovely. Page 8. Just program your AI to be good, bro? Yeah, exactly, Skitch. See, you're all missing the point. We just make good AIs. And then everything will be perfect and we'll live in a utopia. Just good AIs, thank you very much. I don't want any of your bad AIs. No, no, not today.
As the capabilities increase, so the risks increase of relying on you and other creator companies to make
I mean,
them
it's
safe.
a very fair question.
Whoops. There we go.
It basically takes certain capabilities off the table when that threshold is exceeded.
Mustafa Suleiman is the co-founder of DeepMind, Google's AI company. He's an optimist. He doesn't think AI will take away jobs. Tell that to the recent AI company. AI company. He's an optimist. He doesn't think AI will take away jobs. Tell that to the recent SAG-AFTRA agreement that lets it take away jobs. And
Yep. SAG-AFTRA voice acting AI. Fabby. I meant it won't take away my job. Yeah, absolutely, Vincent. Oops, wrong one. This pops into here.
AI company. He's an optimist. He doesn't think AI will take away jobs. Tell that to the recent SAG-AFTRA agreement that lets it take away jobs. Tell that to the recent SAG-AFTRA agreement that lets it take away jobs, and he doesn't think artificial intelligence will have the potential to become autonomous by itself.
Oh, Olive Tree, I've been using Canva. You underestimate how much I use Canva in my videos. You've not been here for a lot of the editing stuff, but yeah, all Canva, all the time.
By itself. He argues that we are a long way off from any potential superintelligence. Shodan won't be here in 2072. He'd be surprised if she arrives before 2500. He thinks that AI will become a tool that human beings
just keep it going.
use rather than its own entity. If we draw up legislation and
Thanks, Azure. See you later. We're going to be finishing up in 4 minutes anyway, and then I'll be back on later tonight for the rest of it.
its own entity. If we draw up legislation and rather than its own entity.
Where's the Rishi Sunak clip? That was a good one. There he is. If we drop legislation.
Entity. If we drop legislation and regulation. If we drop legislation and regulations that take certain abilities off the table when developing AI, we might prevent a future like System Shock.
Do you think an AI in a CEO's position would be better or worse than a human? I mean, I don't believe that an AI should be put into any form of authority over a human being. I've seen the meme, and I think it's a funny meme of like, you know, why are we having AI replace artists when it would be much easier for them to replace CEOs? I just don't think that they should be in charge of any human being.
Entity. If we drop legislation and regulations that take certain abilities off the table when developing AI, we might prevent a future like System Shock. The future.
Why am I showing Rishi Sunak for the like System Shock bit? Don't want that cut, thank you.
We might prevent a future
like System Shock. Let's just fight through.
like System Shock.
A super intelligent AI sketch? Borderline impossible. If it's more intelligent than the human beings, it would be able to find ways to get around us. That's what I've got a Jeffrey Hinton clip coming up where he talks about effectively how they would end up being able to manipulate humans. And it's also the case that Max Moore argues in Life 3.0, the book. He gives some very interesting examples of how an AI could effectively manipulate a human being into doing things for it in the quote-unquote real world that the AI probably would be able to achieve, as a digital consciousness.
Future like System Shock.
And then do I talk about the EU's one?
For example, the EU's AI Act bans develop.
Yeah, perfect. If it's super intelligent, Skitch, it would effectively be self-upgrading all the time, yeah. It would find ways to self-upgrade. Bear in mind, super intelligent means smarter than us. It supersedes human intelligence. Which, again, some AIs we've learned have already started to do that. The DeepMind one, it effectively invented a new move to win at the game Go. That no human being had ever conceived of, and even after it made the move, human beings were like, it can't do that, surely. And then they looked at the rules and they realized, oh god, it absolutely can. It's really interesting. But yeah, it's why I don't think we should get to the point where we put it in any position of authority, no. We should always keep it on as much on the leash as we physically can. If we are actually going to create this, which again, I don't necessarily think is the way to go, but Pandora's out of the box by this point. And we're at the stage now where some numerous scientists are going to be trying, no matter where they are, China, Russia, US, they're going to be they're already openly trying to create a super intelligent AI. So, eventually the black ball will be pulled out of the jar.
System Shock. For example, the EU's AI Act bans developing AI that can manipulate human behavior. If you're a marketeer that gets ChatGPT to write behavior.
This is a great place to stop. Okay, cool. Grand. Look where we're at. We're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there. We've got about 6 minutes left to edit. So yeah, really good. Anyway. I'm going to see you later. I'll be back on, give or take, about 8:45 again tonight. So yeah, thanks for being here for the hour, and chat to you later.